Welcome along, fellow time travelers. This time around, we're going to check out a neighborhood in Swannanoa, North Carolina, that was destroyed, and at this point is essentially abandoned, at least the portion at the far end. Before I begin, please like and share the show and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. Now let's begin our journey. As many of you know, a lot of these social media platforms are not going to be around forever, but universities and colleges will be. And so part of why I'm doing what I'm doing is to be able to give this footage to the University of North Carolina. So in the future, if some of these platforms where I post these videos are no longer around, at least the universities will be able to have them in their archives. This is Edwards Avenue in Swannanoa, a neighborhood frequently impacted by minor flooding. During the recent flood, residents faced a terrifying ordeal as rising waters overwhelmed the area. Many escaped by using makeshift flotation devices to reach their roofs, where they waited for rescue. By the time emergency alerts were issued, trucks could no longer navigate the flooded street. Aware of the dangers of driving through floodwaters, many residents initially chose to shelter in place. However, by noon, it became clear that staying put would not guarantee survival. As you will see, Urban Search and Rescue X codes now mark every house and vehicle, indicating the number of survivors or casualties found within. Incredibly, some families managed to swim to safety, while others climbed onto their roofs and were rescued by neighbors using kayaks. In some cases, trapped families were rescued from their attics by kayaking neighbors wielding axes to create escape routes. In this footage, you can see the damage is evident, including the gaping holes left in roofs, as reminders of the desperate measures taken to save lives. Unlike others, who seem to focus on the negative aspects of what's going on, I'm trying to find as many good and positive stories as I can. So I want to share with you some stories of survival. So while you look at this footage, I'm going to tell you about a couple of them. Edwards Avenue became a scene of survival during the catastrophic flooding caused by Tropical Storm Helene. The storm swelled the normally calm Swannanoa River to a record 26 feet on September 27th, submerging homes and forcing families to make life or death decisions. Among the impacted residents was a couple who, along with their dog, found themselves battling rising waters in their 1920s bungalow. Despite packing a few essentials early in the morning, they underestimated how rapidly the floodwaters would rise. By the time they attempted to leave, the water had reached their knees, forcing them to retreat indoors as their street became impassable. Within minutes, floodwaters were seeping through the floorboards, prompting them to climb onto their kitchen counter. As the water continued to rise, they grabbed foam exercise blocks for flotation, placed their dog in a backpack, and ventured outside. Holding on to their house gutters, they navigated the rushing waters. Floating debris, including propane tanks and sheds, surrounded them, adding to the danger. At one point, a shed became lodged against their home, separating the couple momentarily as they struggled to regroup. Realizing their house was no longer safe, they swam to a neighboring roof, joining another trapped resident. Help arrived in the form of a neighbor navigating a kayak. Armed with an axe, he worked to free others trapped in their attics and ferried survivors to higher ground. Over the next several hours, residents gathered under a carport, sharing supplies and processing the devastation. The flood left Edwards Avenue in ruins. 24 homes were submerged to their rooftops, and many families lost everything. While the couple and their dog escaped unscathed, others were less fortunate, with severe injuries and missing pets adding to the heartbreak. With no flood insurance and significant damage, the couple had been relying on community support and federal aid to begin rebuilding. Volunteers and local organizations have helped clear out debris, strip the house to its frame, and tarp windows in preparation for reconstruction. Despite the overwhelming loss, the couple remains committed to their neighborhood, describing the newfound bond among residents as a silver lining. Their focus now is on rebuilding and supporting their community, determined to restore the place they call home. Edwards Avenue will never be the same, but its residents' resilience and solidarity stand as a testament to their strength in the face of unimaginable adversity. And now I'll tell you about another story of survival. As floodwaters from the Swannanoa River surged to an unprecedented 26 feet on September 27, 2024, a local couple and their cat braved the deluge, not only to save themselves, but to help their neighbors escape the rising chaos. Living in a one-story bungalow built in the early 1900s, the couple had weathered minor floods before and believed they could ride out the storm. However, as the early morning hours passed, it became clear this was unlike anything they had experienced. By the time the power went out, water was already pooling around their home, and the road outside was quickly becoming impassable. As the floodwaters began seeping through their floorboards, they rushed to pack a small bag of essentials. They secured their cat in a waterproof carrier and moved to the highest furniture in their home. Despite their efforts to stay calm, the rising water soon forced them to climb onto the top of their washer and dryer. Realizing they couldn't wait for rescue, the couple fashioned flotation devices out of furniture that was floating around them. Holding tightly to their cat, they waded through chest-high water to reach their front porch. Debris floated dangerously close. A propane tank here, floating car tires there, as the current intensified. Once outside, they spotted a neighbor, an elderly woman stranded on her roof. Without hesitation, the couple decided to help. The couple quickly became a lifeline for their other neighbors. Despite the risk, they navigated the floodwaters with their raft, rescuing a family trapped in their attic and delivering supplies to others awaiting help. Their cat remained remarkably calm through the ordeal, a source of comfort during the chaos. A neighbor with a kayak soon arrived, providing a critical means of evacuating those still stranded. Working together, the couple and other residents towed people to higher ground one by one, ensuring everyone had a chance to escape. When the time came for the waters to begin receding in the neighborhood, neighbors from the area brought them towels, clothing, and bottled water. Many of the survivors were still in shock from the sudden devastation. In the aftermath of the flooding, many of these homes were left uninhabitable. With their resolve unshaken, many of the people who lived here are determined to rebuild alongside their neighbors, embodying the spirit of resilience and unity that defines Edwards Avenue. Despite the scars left by the flood, the street's residents are determined to restore their homes and their way of life, one step at a time. So, what do you think about the flooding on Edwards Avenue? If you lived in this neighborhood, would you return? What do you think about their tragic loss? What do you think the local, state, and federal government should be doing to help the people who lived here? Kindly let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell because there will be more videos like this one, and I hope you check those out too. Please check out the links below to learn how to support my research and productions. This channel is sponsored by CampfireShop.com, where you could order the highest quality candles, herbal supplements, teas, and more. I would also appreciate it if you could become a member of my channel and or join me on Patreon, where you can watch exclusive walk-in tours of cool places that I've been to. You could also leave a super thanks in the comments below. Kindly be kind to all of our fellow Earthlings, and please do not harm them. And please do yourself a favor and go to a local shelter and adopt a cat or a dog or both. You and they will be very glad that you did. Until next time, I wish you safe travels on all your journeys.